It's about time we talk about this demon. The demon that stayed going 200 plus miles per hour on a residential road. The demon that rides the toughest bike in fiction that leaves trails of flames. The demon who couldn't be played so well by no other than the GOAT himself, Nicolas Cage. So let's get straight to it. So this guy right here is Johnny Blaze, and just like Lil Nas X, he just sold his soul to the devil. And the reason he did this is because his dad is dying from cancer. So Johnny signs the contract with Mephisto in order to save his dad. And the next morning, his dad is feeling amazing, looking great. Nigga looked like he could smoke 100 plus more cigarettes for the next 4 weeks. But later that day, while he was performing his motorcycle stunt, he dies. And we see Mephisto just standing there, like who the fuck is this nigga? Then Johnny and Mephisto meets again, and Johnny is pissed off that Mephisto killed his dad, throwing that sorry ass punch. Got his sorry ass on the floor like, he's right behind me, isn't he? Then Mephisto tells Johnny to disconnect himself from everyone else but him, which made Johnny run away from this sweet little boo thing, also known as Roxanne. And I ain't gonna lie, that would have been my last straw. Cause you're telling me I gotta leave this behind? A nigga like me would have better called Saul, cause that contract's some BS. And technically he didn't even sign it. Bro just had a paper cut. Years later, we see Johnny jumping over 6 helicopters and makes it.
Stop the cap.
But before that, Johnny meets Roxanne after all these years. Even the reporter is like, I know. And bro was so stunned by her beauty, he wasn't hearing a single word she said, and asked her out in the middle of the highway. Had the nigga doing all type of tricks just to impress her. And this shit gotta be some type of disease towards all men, doing anything for the hoes. Cause he risked his life just to give her a little scare. But I don't even blame him, cause if she gave me a look like this, I would have folded instantly, no exceptions. Then we get introduced to Blackheart, who is Mephisto's son. And for his introduction, they gave us this weak ass jump scare. Type of jump scare Diddy would use to scare the kids towards his mansion. But for some reason, Blackheart hates his father and plans to overthrow him, taking control of hell. So he teams up with 3 elemental demons to look for a powerful contract that can bind the souls of 1,000 evil people. And with that power, he'll be able to create his own hell on earth. You know, the thoughts of your typical unemployed on a Tuesday night. So instead of Mephisto to pull out the belt on his son, he tells another grown man to go do it for him. And Johnny is like, you killed my dad, now you want me to go babysit your unscary ass son. Well shit, yes nigga, why the fuck you think I came over here? And Johnny doesn't have a say in this because of the contract he got scammed into signing years ago. So Mephisto activates the demon in him, and his bike starts doing a burnout as he blitzes through the residential area, popping wheelies, destroying everything that passes him by, and leaving a trail of flames behind him. And bro was going so fast, he burned down the billboard and sent the cop flying. And after revisiting the scene, I have been convinced that Ghost Rider is who today's YNs aspire to be. Think about it. They both like flexing their driving skills as they terrorize the streets. And they both don't give a fuck about the popo. Then we see Johnny going to this warehouse and his bike yeets him out. And that's when we get the famous warehouse scene that Nicolas Cage played perfectly. Tweaking out like a homeless man after buying some Zaza from the gas station. And turns into the Ghost Rider. Then we see Blackheart spun out of nowhere. And these 4 gotta be the sorriest squad ever. Cause do you know how trash you gotta be to make Kai Cenat, Blackboy Max, Los Polos, and Flight to look like elite pro players compared to them? So the Wind Demon tries to execute Ghost Rider by hanging, but he grabs the chain, steps into this puddle, and looks down as he sees the Water Demon about to start a nigga moment for messing up his black boots. Then Truck-kun slams into him, and the Earth Demon comes out talking about some, that's it? I thought we were going after a real young nigga, and walks away. Then Ghost Rider grabs him on his shoulder and punches him, taking a chunk off his face.
Have mercy. Sorry. All out of mercy.
Man, if you don't shut your corny ass up. And after saying that cheesy ass line, he ties up the Earth Demon, turns him into stone, and breaks him. Straight dirt trash. Man was doing all that yapping just for us to not even see his powers. This ain't no Earth Demon, this a fraud. So Ghost Rider whistles for his bike and transforms it into the toughest bike in fiction, tougher than Batman's Batpod and Kenida's bike. And I stand by that statement. And bro got all excited cause he knows the hoes gonna love this one, then hops on the bike and rides away. I'm telling y'all, this is most definitely one of the coldest characters out there. Starting with the fit, he got on that all black, indicating he on demon time. And nowadays, y'all talking about some black forces. He got them black boots on, really good for stumping. Why do you think Batman be wearing them loud ass boots? To hospitalize his victim, of course. He also has a chain on, promise you nobody's snatching it. And he likes modding his vehicles, turning any vehicles he touches into a flaming demon. And yes, even a freaking crane. Later on, he saves this lady getting robbed by using an attack called the penance stare. And it's like if Ghost Rider stares at you, you will feel the pains of others you've done wrong to. And I'm not 100% sure if that's the whole power, but I think that's the base level of it. So he turns back to Johnny Blaze because the sun is out and meets Carter Slade, the first Ghost Rider. Then he goes back to town and sees the damage he caused last night. And later that same night, Roxanne pulls up to his crib, confused on why Johnny asked her out, but acts like he doesn't like her. And he proceeds to tell her, in the day, I'm Johnny Blaze. At night, I'm the Ghost Rider. And she's like, this nigga corny, and leaves. Then the police locks up Johnny because they suspect that Johnny's behind the city damage after seeing his bike plate in the middle of it. So all these guys starts jumping him, and I don't even know why myself, but just think of the situation as if Drake was locked up with a bunch of O-Block members and he turns into the Ghost Rider and kills them off. He also steals this guy's jacket and lets the brother slide. So he breaks out of jail with 5 stars, getting chased down by the police, and he eventually gets cornered on the bridge. So he decides to drop down into the water, pops out, flipping the cops off, and rides away. Then he starts chasing down the wind demon, and because he saw the wind demon go up, he also decides to go up by riding up the freaking building. He was not gonna let that man escape, but when he got to the top, he loses him. Then a police chopper pops out, and Ghost Rider swings his chain at it, drags it closer, and tells the driver he should instead go get a Big Mac, and swings him away. So the wind demon reveals himself. Ghost Rider whips out the chain, but his attacks aren't working against the wind demon. So he lights his chain on fire and uses that to suck him in, burning the wind demon, and defeats him. Then we get blessed to see one of the most badass scenes ever. Ghost Rider rides off the building, and in slow-mo, he hooks his chain to the building and starts riding down the building. So when he got to the bottom, he sees Roxanne. So he flexed his bike trying to act nonchalant and rides off. And Blackheart sees this and instantly got to plotting, pulling up to Johnny's crib, killing his friend and poisoning Roxanne. Then Ghost Rider pins him to the wall and uses his penance stare on him, but it doesn't work because Blackheart doesn't have a soul. Then Blackheart proceeds to choke slam him to the ground and orders him to bring the contract he's been looking for, taking Roxanne as hostage. So Johnny goes on to meet Carter Slade and he gives Johnny the contract. We then get this cool scene of Johnny and Carter Slade riding together, both of them going so fast they burned the lizard. And when they arrived at the location, Carter Slade gives Johnny a shotgun and skedaddles away after saying that ride was the last time he could transform, so he didn't even want to fight. Bro just wanted to order from one last time. We then see Johnny riding through the swamp and gets attacked by the water demon, but he easily takes him down. He then meets up with Blackheart and they start having a Dragon Ball Z stare down. Blackheart throws Roxanne to the side, and as soon as Johnny was about to give Blackheart the contract, he transforms into the Ghost Rider and smacked him so hard they give us a replay. Blackheart then backhands him and pushes him away. Ghost Rider then throws his chains at him, but Blackheart catches it and swings him to the wall, giving him the Spider-Man treatment. The sun then starts to rise up, which turns Johnny back to his human form, and Blackheart uses the contract to absorb all 1,000 souls. Then Johnny finds some shadow and turns the shotgun, blasting off Blackheart, but he regenerates back, and Ghost Rider just gives him the penance stare, completely cooking him, and that's it. Not gonna lie, Blackheart gotta be the dumbest character in fiction, because earlier in the movie he found out Ghost Rider can't use his penance stare on him because he has no soul, so he thought it would be a great idea to absorb all 1,000 souls. But with that being said, even though the first part of the movie was kinda meh, some of the lines were corny,
Time to clear the air.
and the fights against the villains were too quick. Like, I get he's strong, but at least give him a challenge. And the final battle between Ghost Rider and Blackheart wasn't anything special. The 2007 Ghost Rider movie is still a banger to watch, and it also displays a whole lot of potential for the character Ghost Rider. It's the reason why we 100% need another Ghost Rider movie. But yeah, thanks for making it this far. I'ma head out.